I think this is a really hard draft with Blacklist to make work. It's just like a lot of heroes which feel like Conquer and Nightstalker really don't want to fall behind here. Oh, he says Ember, smiley face.
No, it's I think for Blacklist, like this is a very clean looking lineup. I'm just a little skeptical on them making moves, but with any pro team, the logic will be if your draft can't make moves, just don't make them. Don't force that one smoke you don't need to do. Make sure you focus more on playing that lane a little bit better, blocking the camps to ensure the wave's always in good spots. Like if Blacklist can just be efficient early on, dodge early ganks, ensure that they get to their 20-minute timings of, let's say, like some item plus BKB Nightstalk or some BKB Luna, then yes, they should in theory be very happy with the heroes they have. It's just the journey there could be a little bit turbulent, but they are starting strong. Potentially finding Jing here.
Gonna do a little bit, but not enough. They will be able to take him down. Tims will grab the first blood. Almost game-changing first blood hero, but definitely makes a difference.
Really now, you should have seen that coming.
Okay. Did you see that?
I didn't know what.
Tims walked under tower in full view of the Ember Spirit. Got attacked by a tower. I was like, there's a ward here. I know it. Maybe that's not what happened. Maybe he's just placing a sentry down preemptively, but it did look like that's what happened. Who knows? But either way, first blood. Got to be happy with that on the side of Blacklist. Starts them off on the right foot. So how is this Nightstalker lane going to go? Because that's something we talk about a lot when we see this Nightstalker hero drafted, is that you need to be able to secure his lane because he's just not a strong laner in the off lane. And he is likely going to give this Morphling a pretty free time, right?
Yeah, no. So the reason why
Got him!
Got him!
Got him!
Damn! Admin! Get Gavin, go! Yeah, see Morphling knows.
Draft penalty game 3, please.
Oh, no. I think Gabby meant it was so beautiful that he was, stuck admiring that he couldn't focus on the game.
Anyway, tell me about this Morphling Nightstalker matchup, please.
Yeah, so Nightstalker, when you look at his toolkit, he doesn't have a spell like a level 2 advantage like other offlaners. Like leveling Crippling Fear doesn't provide him any access to a kill. Like it's some 3 seconds silence that costs 50 mana. It's nothing really. His aura only works at nighttime. So the reason why Nightstalker is always going to be weak is that the first 5 minutes, he only has one spell. He has good stats to kind of complement that though. He has high damage, 5 armor. But these aren't the tools required to ever push out an enemy carry. Compare that to like a Centaur where he has Hoof Stomp, Double Edge, like a Axe that has Battle Hunger and Spin, right? Like it's really quite the opposite. So for Morphling, it really shouldn't ever be dying here, even though he is getting punched just a little bit. There is a world where maybe exactly as Nightstalker hits level 2, if he's on top of the Morphling with a silence, Morph could die. But there is one instance.
Do have disruption. Yeah.
There's like one instance I can see a death, but no, yeah, Morph should very much free farm in this lane.
I do wonder if he gets off disruption and then Nightstalker gets on top with the silence, whether he can still get off the morph. I feel like he can, but I don't know for sure.
I can always see Tims is using the logic of disrupt the Morphling and use the illusions to kill off the Rubik there, but it wasn't the tower.
Do you think that's the better option, or do you think it's better just to try and force the morph to go a little bit more strength, limit his last hitting potential?
I think you can easily waste quite a lot of mana on this hero without damage sources, and that's kind of what would happen, right? Like you just use your mana, Morph will be like, oh no, I'm strength shifting. Agi shift down, eat a tango, back up again. So I think you kind of waste your time because of the Nightstalker. And top lane, we've yet to speak about it, but CM Luna, a very kill hungry lane in the certain matchups, but playing into a Keeper Light that has Illuminate, the Blinding Light, they're going to be able to prevent the right clicks, push the wave in if they want to. But I think Darleng are going to be very happy with their laning setups.
Luna's always that hero where you have that choice. You know, you can level Lucent Beam. One thing I really like, which Shiro does a lot on LGD, is that he likes to level Lucent Beam and then take the portal down and go gank the enemy carry at level 6 when you've got 3 points of Lucent Beam and a point in Eclipse. And it's just so much damage coming from behind. It's really, really strong. Are you expecting Paulus to be greedy build or active build, or see how it goes?
I think he should just go full greed. Like, poke Raven just a little bit in lane, but expect your SD to make stacks. Expect your team to be efficient in their kind of jungle and defensive moves, and ensure Palos can match that with his timings. You don't want to make stacks and Palos be like, guys, I have 1 point Moonglaives. Please give me, I need 3 more levels. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it can always be an awkward one. Moonglaives kind of thrive or die spell sometimes. I mean, it's funny to look at how people level it up. Generally speaking, if ooh, hold on, Raven getting beaten down a little bit here. Busy. It's just harassment though. They're just kind of securing the lane for themselves, making them too. Oh, Tim's he's on a cliff. What the hell? Carlo, he's absolutely ruined him. Then Sanity gonna be absolutely fine. Trying to catch him out with the poison, but he's just chilling. Carlo.
Yeah. If you ever step too close to a cliff, these Rubik 5 players, they just giggle to themselves like, yes, my main goal in life is complete, and he is going to destroy his own ward. Of course, the ward did give away the ability to cliff.
Wait, Tim's, no. Tim's, what are you doing, buddy? Okay.
Don't go back to the cliff.
He didn't have the vision. He got really close to that cliff. If it happened again, it would have been quite the disaster. And how's our mid lane going? Griff leads us over to the lane we haven't talked about yet. And with good reason. They're just kind of taking jokes out of each other. Just 2 melee boys smashing away. Abed doing quite a decent chunk ahead at the moment, so he's coming out with a bit of an advantage. Hard for the Ember to lane into him, I guess. Doesn't really do much against Tidebringer.
Yeah, but going for the 1-1-3 build just so he can focus on his own efficiencies, making his own... I mean, I thought... Okay, he's going to stack this? Ooh, okay. Level 1 chains. Doesn't last long enough. Okay, I was worried he was mistiming that, but perfect timing. Great job. I think for the mid lane of this, is going to be about that 6-minute rune. If you get some like haste or DD rune, Kunkka might then look to maybe TP to a side lane, especially this bot lane. Morphling... It is relatively hard to kill, but you throw in some Kunkka plus Night Stalker silence, like that's the type of move you want to make to open up this tower. 2,000 gold lead though for Blacklist.
Look at the wards around the middle lane. Like, Yo is not moving anywhere without being seen by at least 10 wards.
They know that this Ember wants to be active for sure.
Yeah.
10 seconds for the 6-minute rune.
Mid lane right now.
Yeah.
Ember even going back to base to make sure he's got mana to fight for this power rune as well, so it's about to go down. MJZ on the top side, camping it. It's a DD. Yo needs to go for it. Is going to be able to grab the amplified damage, and now immediately unleashing onto these two, and MJZ is going to find himself very quickly running out of life. Although, Banishment does come in, and Jing's just been taken down by Abed instead. Yahweh realizing that this is no longer really a fight for him. He has to go back and protect his support and stop Abed just running around, killing off his team.
Yeah, so far, it feels like Night Stalker, as much as we said that he was like a weak laner and bot, they also just weren't able to pressure the Night Stalker, right? Because the Morphling farms but doesn't kill. So now we kind of forgot to kind of enable that level of the logic where Night Stalker often gets pushed out of lanes due to his weakness. But in this scenario, he's happily farmed up. And that is where this net worth disparity is coming into play. Like, Night Stalker has nearly 3k net worth, same as the Ember. Luna and Kunkka are both pulling crazily ahead with the rotations towards mid. There's not really been that pressure. So, yeah, Blacklist, 2,000 gold lead. I've emphasize how important it is for them to play a very chill, stable game, wait for the items, and so far so good. And they may even kill the Morphling.
Oh no, that is not allowed. Gabby runs him down, catches him off guard.
That's the one death of the game that you're allowed to die to a laning phase silence. I mean, I guess laning phase is ending in 3 minutes, so shouldn't really happen again, but fair play to Gabby. You could see him looking relaxed for a millisecond and jumped.
Yep, crippling fear comes out, and it's a sad time. Wow, great start for Blacklist International then, because they're just like firing all cylinders. This Luna's super happy. She's got herself Power Treads, Morbid Mask, 3 points in Lunar Blessing, 2 points in Moonglaives. Perfect build for maximum efficiency.
8-minute rune.
Yeah, it's going to go to Yoe again. Very hard for Kunkka to contest these, to be fair. Even with sports coming out as well. Yoe's got
behind
so much to help. They're really, really heavy on the bottom lane at the moment. Insanity. Oh, he gets caught out again. He doesn't have the morph coming in for him right now.
He doesn't have mana
the ultimate.
Oh, he does.
I think he's already popped the second silence, but it doesn't matter. Insanity's been able to survive through it all, and he's going to be able to waveform away. They'll go for Carlo instead then. Gabby will take his consolation prize. Move back across towards the morph, but of course, Crippling Fear will cooldown for another decade. One very long cooldown. That said, they're not really giving up the go here. Blacklist keep on the chase, and there's not got a whole lot of strength left in the tank. Insanity, very low indeed. Almost pops the poison, not quite dead yet. MJZ trying to find himself a target. They're still looking here. They might be finding Insanity. Oh, he gets the strength morph up in time. Gabby doesn't connect. The morph gets away.
So much pressure getting applied to this lane. It felt pretty good for the first 5 minutes for Darleng, but then the reality struck. Nighttime hit, and they hadn't done enough to stop Nightstalker from living the good life, and everything's being applied away from that Luna. That's exactly what you want to do when you have a Luna in your team. Drag the focus of the fight towards mid, towards bot. Allow her to hit her stride. They're replicating that previous game. The Medusa complete free farm. This game, complete free farm once again. For Darleng, they're going to need to try and get this Ember into the game. Daily levels and supports will help as well. Carlo, he needs level 6. Koto as well, get that solo bind, get the spell still. And then maybe they'll be able to take a fight.
Jing's been doing a really good job on just helping this Ember Spirit get back into the game. He's made loads of stacks. He's using Chakra to give him his spells back and keep him healthy. But Mars is in a ton of trouble right here. Arbed makes a rotation. That said, need a little bit more. 4 stacks of poison. Tim's makes it 5. Palos here as well. Stun comes out. Poison comes in. And there comes a Tiebringer. Very nicely done from Blacklist. No help really coming the way of Darleng. And it shows you a lot about their mentality this game and where they view themselves as a team in this game, because he was right under a tower there and nobody came to help him out. It was just the Connell sitting there with him. Nobody came to turn that one around. Nobody came to make a play happen. So Darleng showing that they're not really looking to fight at all under any circumstances. They are just farming up on Yoe.
Yeah, it's coming to the 10-minute mark as well. Yeah, like 10-minute mark, they want to get the rune, they want to do this. It's daytime, like you said. Like, they want to make things happen, but this Ember Spirit, every time he's gone for a play, he's either been disrupted or frostbited, and his desire to dive has been fully stopped. But sure, they kill off across the maiden. Now they finally connect on the kill, but he's axed up.
That was his last remnant, and now the silence comes out onto him as well. Yoe, he's going to need some help here, and I'm not sure he's going to find it. He's got no way out of this. Carlo's here. Lift up, throw back onto the Night Stalker. Sleight of Fist's coming out, but it's not going to be enough. Ember Spirit gets brought down in the middle lane. And now Jing needs to get himself back, as does Carlo. But Gabby just keeps on chasing Hunter in the night. Dark Ascension, all that's needed to bring down Jing. Gabby gets another.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What can Darleng do?
Make them move in the middle lane onto the Crystal Maiden, but again, it's under a tier 1 tower, so Blacklist are more than happy to just press their buttons and respond.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at what they have in across their heroes, and I was expecting like this level of Blacklist aggression to kind of probably around like 20 minutes really be at its strongest. But yeah, they've been starting from minute 8, and Luna, they need to kill her. They need to get something. More things even rocking up. Disruption.
Anyway, yeah, Disruption comes in, it delays things, but there's a lot of heroes surrounding Palos right now. I don't think he's surviving this one. Just trying to get some damage off before he goes down, but go down he shall. Palos does fall, and Spear's going to interrupt Tim's TP here, so... And now the chains as well. Tim's, he's also going to be another one brought down. Yoe finding some much-needed room to start getting himself back into this game.
Yoe just wants one rune, okay? Like, as much as he's enjoying getting like this odd kill or two, like he's missed out the regen, he's missed out like some shield, he's missed out on the invis.
That's gonna be a kill for Carlo, but well, at what cost? High one.
Something to note, Kunkka also went for an Orchid. Often we see like the BKBs, the Ags, all this stuff, but no, he's going straight for the Orchid. He's really just trying to threaten this Ember Spirit. Like Ember Spirits, Pucks, these heroes, they like to go for cheap items and maybe try and delay the BKB as much as possible and push the limit. But now Ahmed's bought this like 3,000 gold item, 3,500 gold item. He's just gone, if you don't buy BKB in the next 10 minutes, I will just destroy you in every single fight.
Scary. Those would be fighting words. Another thing we talked about with Blacklist, where, you know, their initiation is really single target. Obviously, throughout the lanes and the early mid, like, that doesn't matter at all, because almost all of your fights are going to be started onto one hero. You just want to, you know, get that one kill and then chain it together with more. So that's going to work out perfectly for them. I'm interested to see later on when we're fighting over Roshan how that kind of affects them. But at the same time, if you're playing from this far ahead, then it's not really going to matter. Smoke up. Blacklist once again, looking for aggression. I really want to find something with his Kunkka Orchid. And that's something that's not Carlo. It's not who they want.
Classic Carlo positioning.
Yeah, he's so good at this, man.
Ooh.
I mean, both the supports of Darling have really impressed me throughout, to be honest. Orchid is now out on Tin, but he's
Night Stalker's coming.
Yeah, MJZ from the high ground, just letting it go with the freezing field, forcing Ember Spirit back. And MJZ will survive through it all as Gabby finds Jing round on the sidelines. Carlo getting taken down by Abed now as well. He will fall. Well, I said both the supports on Darling have been impressing me, and now they're both dead, so sorry, guys.
God damn it, no, man. God damn it.
Yeah, that's on me. But oh well, Ravens just kind of farming up on the top side. Morphling also farming up on the top side, but I don't want to be anywhere near where this Night Stalker could be.
It's just, Darling, they're just farming whatever they can, right? They see a creep wave and some pressure bottom side. Please go quickly, get it, whatever. And Morphling, sure, she has the Vlad's Yasha soon, but that is just no match to the speed in which all of Blacklist cores are farming. Like, Luna is about to complete the Manta. The Night Stalker is like a recipe away from BKB if he disassembled his Echo Saber. Like, they are looking to be so strong, and this is kind of the window of the game that I expect Blacklist to just be the stronger lineup. But the fact that they've dismantled Darling from laning phase as well, it is, yeah, this is a very strong game from them. And it just feels like they're playing so calmly as well. Like they're not, you know, playing emotional from the previous game, etc. It's just a very, you know, stable game. Much better from that, yeah, like I said, from that previous one.
Yeah, I suppose the Morphling pick, whilst Morphling gets a free lane from the Night Stalker also gets a free lane from the Morphling. You know, when you're picking Night Stalker, you're always like, oh, can he get out the laning phase? And it's like, well, yeah, Morphling doesn't do anything in lanes either, so yes, he does.
Yes.
Good read from Blacklist, very good read.
Yeah, Blacklist, like they poke across the river, then they sit back and they continue just looking for their next item. Like the BKB soon on the Kunkka as well. And Gabby's the one who's investigating, using that nighttime vision. He has bonus vision compared to everyone else. Runs around the map. He's gonna be able to scout smokes easier. Probably shouldn't really die due to the limited lockdown that they have, unless it is a Blink arena from Mars. And it's surprising, Palos, he's been in bot lane for so long. He's been no pressure at all. Darling, with their smoke, they're smoking away from the Luna that was showing on wave. And they're going to find a Crystal Maiden, but
be an easy kill.
I feel like I've said this before. I've seen a Crystal Maiden die in this exact position like 4 minutes ago. That's all they've been able to do, is kill a Crystal Maiden at tier 1.
And last time they did get punished for it pretty badly as well. This time, yeah, they're a little more spread across the map on Blacklist, not really willing to TP in and respond to this. Their tower is not in any danger either. Like, Gabby alone is going to be enough to force back the side of Darling. That said, Arena is available, along with the Blink Dagger. I don't want to see Raven do something here, but is Gabby that target? Yes, it is! Unleashing onto him they go. I mean, he does manage to get off the silence, but Raven very nicely just kind of stepping out of the silence to cast its spells and then coming back in for the right clicks.
It's a big
Elimination.
pickoff.
Good kill. Yeah, very big. Gabby a little bit just in their faces there.
Yeah, farming the camp to the right was fine. Farming that camp there or being in that position, it's just you've stepped a little bit too close to the sun there.
Bottom tower is under
Yeah, and
attack.
you're seeing supports and cords in the side lanes as well, so you know there's no one really with them. A little bit obvious there as Raven trying to look for another one. Just throwing spells at MJZ. Yahweh trying to help out as well. Moves across the high ground, sees Paulos though instead. Paulos considers the eclipse, but then thinks, I don't know if this guy has any remnants left. Answer is he actually doesn't, so Yahweh doesn't really care for remnants though. We've seen this multiple times from him where he's run in with no remnants remaining. Does come off cooldown now. Can he get himself way too slowed up? Gonna get blasted down. Demonic Purge doing so much work and it finds them the extra counter Ying as well. Gabby is back in the backlines. And that's another support kill added onto the log pile for him. Raven TPing out on the tree lines. Will be successful in getting himself out of this situation, but still 2 dead on the side of Darleng.
It somehow started with Gabby dying, but then also concluding with Gabby killing. So take that as you wish. But I think Darleng maybe overstayed their welcome.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, I do think we need to, kind of keep an eye on these remnants, Yao. It's been twice now where you've just been looking at the entire enemy team with no remnants in your pockets, and obviously they don't matter when Demonic Purge comes into play anyway, and if you do get Crippling Feared as well, then it doesn't matter if you have remnants or not, so it is just a difficult Ember game for sure, and over-relying on remnants will get you killed just as much as not using remnants, but
He just really badly needs BKB. Like, if you go back and watch this game on like player perspective, like every single time he's jumped in, there's a Crystal Nova to slow him up, there's a Frostbite to contain him, there's a Disruption to save someone, the Night's Looking on top of him, there's an Orchid from a Kunkka. Like every single hero other than Luna has a way of brushing him off. And Luna also, if she has ultimate, can brush him off just by going, hey, I might kill you with my ult. So it's a really, really difficult Ember game in that regard. And like it's only gonna get harder. Like Ember from behind, you always feel like your item just doesn't really pack the punch in the game. Like if this was an Ember who was currently leading the net worth, yes, Maelstrom would be devastating. Slight spam from the Kotal, it's too much. You buy a BKB, how do I deal with him? But now it's like his BKB will be joining him like after the Roshan contest. Like right now, Blacklist, it could be as simple as take Tormentor 20-minute, move bottom, take daytime Roshan, give Luna Aegis, and take all the outer towers. But that could be Blacklist's plan right now. Crystal Maiden getting the shard, a very good shard.
And it comes down to Raven, what can you do with these arenas? We've seen a couple of good ones, but will he be able to interrupt, find the pickoffs, because you're not really running at 5 of them and going for the 5-man arena. I just don't think that's going to work for this team right now until they've got a few more items on board. They are going for a Tormentor Terran, but one more thing to mention on the Remnant thing as well, a reason why we're seeing Yaoi just pump out the Remnants early in the fight. Pretty much the interaction between Demonic Purge and Remnants, Fire Remnants, is really bad for Ember Spirit, because obviously you want to be throwing out those Fire Remnants early so they have time to travel away, get to a safe distance, and then you have the option to jump to them, right? But that doesn't work with Demonic Purge. It's 100% slow on the first second of using that spell, and then you slowly get faster. So you throw out that Remnant early after getting Demonic Purge, and that Remnant is not going to move. It's based on your movement speed at the time of casting. It doesn't change at all. So once you've casted it, it just travels at your movement speed. So yeah, very, very bad against Shadow Demon. And now Aegis in the hands of Paulos. Luna sitting at almost 15k net worth at the 22-minute mark. Oh my goodness. He has so much money.
Yeah.
What's next on the shopping list for Paulos then? Feel like a Kanda maybe?
Yeah, I think Kanda makes sense. You're already killing quite easily on zoom through the map. That you have your shard. I think you just go Kanda. Like Luna's one of the few heroes that Kanda doesn't look ugly on her. Like some bounty hunter Kanda kind of looks ugly. Some sniper Kanda in the wrong hands can look real ugly. But Luna just is super pleasant. Like She likes to use her beam anyway. She likes to have a crit. Like it just really complements her. She's a mixed damage type carry anyways. So yeah, just of all the heroes, very good.
Yeah, one thing I will say is like it makes the Mask of Madness a little awkward is all for me. It is an 6-second silence on the Mask of Madness. So I guess the timing kind of works with Kander actually. Maybe I take that back.
Yeah, just put one beam.
Mask
Because also
beam.
like the argument would be when you have your talent on Luna at 15, you have a 4-second beam, right? So Mask of Madness will always be at a detriment to Luna in some capacity if used incorrectly, right?
Yeah.
Because you're taking away 320 damage from your second beam that you could have been casting. Blacklist though, with that Aegis are sweeping around the map. They've taken the top tier 1 tower. They push down to mid. The 3 tier 2s are still there, so there is going to be 2 glyphs in play here for Darling to use. There's a BKB on the Mars, soon to be BKB on the Morphling, triple BKB actually coming out for Darling. This could be quite the surprise for Blacklist if they're not ready. They have BKBs of their own, but they're yet to really experience a fight where Darling's brought all 5 to a fight and tried to make a statement. They've sat quite quiet compared to the previous game that they played, the way that they've shown us their Dota. But no, as the clock strikes 24, triple BKB is in play for Radiant. Maybe they look for a fight. 2.5 minutes on Aegis on the Luna. We could be seeing the statement being after that. We shall see. Luna doesn't care. She just hits high ground.
Waiting for Darling.
I'm setting the scene of the comeback, you know, compared to Palos, who's like, "Get me out of this game. Let me hit buildings."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume they're going to make some sort of play before they lose on Darling, but when will it be? I guess not into
before
Aegis.
they lose.
But, yep. Well, I mean,
Fires caster. We got him, boys. We got him, chat.
take
Get
him away.
At Nomad Casts. There you go. I got the plug in for you. I hope it's a good plug.
They are the best.
No, I think Blacklist are respecting the high ground defense of Darling, right? You've got Fade Bolt, Illuminate, you've got Slight Spam. It is very difficult for Luna by herself to really care about it.
Ooh,
and that will always be the repercussion of defensive heroes. And they're smoking up themselves. A minute 20 on the Aegis. They're hoping to find a pick off.
Gabby is such a tempting kill, and they're going to go through right now. Doesn't get a BKB off in time. Where did he go? All right, here lies Night Stalker. That was a very quick elimination indeed, and Chains landing onto the Luna. Probably not the target they want, though. 1 minute still left on this Aegis. Admittedly, no buyback on the side of the Night Stalker. They don't know that.
Good
But
stuff there from
They do
Raven.
want to force something here. They keep on going. They want to use this kill. Chaining into more. Again, Chain's coming out onto the Luna. And this Morphling, he does damage with his adaptive strike, and they are just going to lose the... Oh!
She's on the high
A
ground.
blinding light puts her into such an awkward position. Where is she going to respawn? It looks like it's going to be on the high ground. Yep, BKB popped from Paulus, and... Well, just to run around in a circle, BKB. It's not looking ideal. They found the Shadow Demon on the sidelines as Raven just blinks away. Doesn't want anything to do with Palos right now. Palos still holding the line. Blacklist have been outplayed a little bit here. Palos looking towards Jing.
Nice
Firing some
looking back.
spells is over on the sidelines. They have actually got him to Mars at the same time, so split fight at the moment. Mars is getting taken down. Gabby's back from the dead, trying to go onto Raven here. Raven, though, gets himself back. Paulus is now on him. Right click starts to come through, but the Spear of Mars going to force him away. Meanwhile, once again on the backlines, Gabby just trying to find a target, but they just can't lock anybody down. Blacklist really struggling to convert anything into a kill here. No BKB still for the side of Yahweh. Morphling, he doesn't have his. Arbett's going to pop his right now, so really no BKBs available except for Gabby's. Maybe coming off cooldown soon. Mars looking like he will get brought down here. Whoa, Eclipse drop for that one. The final ticket damage needed. Lucent Beam is all that's stolen from Carlo.
It's so awkward from both teams. They're both playing around their BKBs. They don't want to overcommit because they've already used them. You know, like the fact that the Mars were able to blink out is because Gabby's trying to use that Nightstalker ultimate. He's trying to push back the entirety of the Radiant team, you know, allowing them to just focus down that Mars. And it was very, very, I think so many voices probably on both teams just screaming different stuff, and it just felt like there wasn't one clear idea. And eventually the Mars does go down, but I think for Blacklist, in the future fights, they're going to need to really kind of clean up who they're going on, because if that's the type of engagement they're going to present, where it's like a little bit of damage for everyone, I think Darling, they've had quite a struggle to get here, but they're showing, you know, signs of life. Like the net worth, it used to just be 3 Blacklist cores up top, but this Morphling, he's slowly climbing up the ranks, and potentially what we could see as well in the previous fight, he cloned up the Shadow Demon. So if he takes the Shadow Demon again and then just imprisons the Luna and gets some lunar illusions plus his own like illusions, like this could be quite a nice mechanism to use to take the fight to Blacklist. And
very creative from Densanti for sure. Will be enough to drag them back into this? Well, that's what we're going to find out. At the moment, still a 4K advantage for the side of Blacklist. Luna still very, very farmed indeed. The question now for me is, Blacklist, do they want to do anything right now? You know, maybe still a minute left at nighttime? Or is it just a case of waiting for that Roshan to respawn? I mean, it's not long. Under a minute. The minimum
seem to be
respawn
going.
Roche, so yeah, they are looking to put pressure here. I mean, that's the thing. When you have this Lunar Shadow Demon combo, you know, as long as you're just as 5, like on either the jungle or the triangle of the enemy, then you are just going to naturally create a ton of mad pressure and make it very, very difficult for the enemy team to kind of play their game. Strangles the map a lot, this combo.
I'm just trying to work out how many Lunas can we get in a single game. So Rubik can steal Disruption, Morphe can steal Disruption, so that's 4. Then SD can use Disruption, that's 6. And then Luna can use Manta, that's 8. And then Luna is Luna, so that's 9. So we could potentially see 9 Lunas in this game. And then we'd have to do the ball game, which one's real. Of course, half will be Radiant. Oh, and then
that definitely thins it down.
Yeah, but the Morph, but yeah, it doesn't matter. So the Morph could either become the Luna and use Mantle, or could use the SD to then. But yeah, 9 is the magic Luna number, I believe. It's a lot of Lunas. Really unnecessary information, but have you ever seen 9 Lunas in a game? Oh, and then the illusion rune. So that's
yeah,
11
so
Lunas.
the maximum number of heroes possible, at least it used to be Naga Siren, where you could get 14 in total.
But have you ever seen the Wish version of that, where Luna can do it with 11?
I haven't,
But
I could possibly see it. Woke up.
Oh wait,
gonna be the one
it's
on the
13.
aggressive
Sorry, yeah, I
side.
just got informed. 25 talent as well, so we can get to 13. Again, they'll be fighting for both sides, but
Wowee.
I'm happy I've concluded this really pointless this angle. Thank you very much, Scriff.
Wait, where did the 13th one come from?
Because SD
Who's
2
telling?
charges disruption. Yeah. So we'll bump it from 11 to 13.
They don't. They replace the old illusions. Though,
Did they replace them? God damn it! All right, we're 11. Scriff baited us. I blame Scriff.
I could be wrong. It has happened before. You'd be surprised to hear.
Oh, whatever, man. I'm so surrounded by illusions, so it doesn't matter. There's a big fight. Blacklist are smoked up. They're poking.
Gabby initiates, goes on the Coddle. It's a great target to start this one off here. If he can finish the job, though, the Gleipnir is causing issues, but he will get him down. Silence out onto Yowie, immediate Manta out from him. He's holding onto the BKB as long as possible. Has a remnant back to keep himself nice and safe as Blacklist coming in hot here, but in comes out Arena, but doesn't find the initiation. BKB's too quick from Paulos and Abed. And now Raven, all he can do is sit here and die as another hero gets taken down. 3 down on the side of Darleng. This fight is not going their way. Densanti trying to get out of this one. He's at the very least going to be forcing the BKB and TP out. X is there, but it's not going to last quite long enough. Densanti lives.
The strength of Nightstalker really coming through there. Like in the open terrain, when you just pop this Nightstalker roll, you're going to see absolutely everything in the fight. And Darling, there's no real safety for them. especially when there's a gem to prevent these glimmer capes on the double supports of Darling to shine.
Yeah.
Right. As much as they want to contest Roshan, I feel like Darling probably needed to be the aggressors, to smoke up, to find a pick, force BKBs out, but no, instead Blacklist. They get to position how they want to, they get to use the spells perfectly how they want to. They get the Aegis, they get the Roshan banner. And it does feel kind of, this is Blacklist games to lose in open map fight. Like every time they take an engagement, if they're together, if they're jumping the same heroes, it does feel like it's quite a one-sided game right now. It's when they are indecisive or when they get to high ground, it gets so much more difficult. And we will see how Blacklist want to approach this high ground. We've already mentioned how it is relatively difficult going into the amount of wave clear that they have through the Slight, the Illuminate, or the Fade Bolt. Multiple forms of delaying tactics.
Yeah.
Are there any
also
big
really
items that
awkward
we're
as well
expecting?
with
Go on.
Raven as well, because you know he is all of their initiation. If he can't find the opening with Arena and Spear, then I don't see how these fights make much sense for them. So I really want to see a refresher, and that's exactly what he's got queued up. But of course, going for the Octarine first and the shards, so might be a while before we actually do get to see the refresher coming out on the Mars. But it feels really important for
Dire's
them.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, as much as Mars is an insanely good team fighting hero, it is hard to rely on him as the primary jump, especially against these players that are so quick to BKB. Like when you think about bot lane, when Gabby died to the spear into Arena, there was a very brief second where he could have maybe BKB'd, but because Raven used the spear first, summoning the Arena after, he then ensured that the connection hit. In the previous fight, he put Arena down first, then going for spear, and it just didn't really matter, right? Luna hits BKB, you take the fight. So it really is quite volatile of an initiation compared to that of, let's say, like a Ravage or a Black Hole. It's not as instant we see, we kill. But the fact that Darling are actually smoking up into the Aegis, into Night Stalker, who has ultimate available. BKBs are on cooldown though.
Oh, dead. He's completely taken out. Oh, no. Glimmer Cape got to keep him alive. Palos, I mean, he's got the Satanic, so he's able to just keep alive on the front lines here. In come the Glaives as well, spinning around, trying to finish off Raven here. He does get off the Arena, but will die immediately afterwards. Now, Palos on the front lines with no BKB is going to get ran through. That's the Aegis gone. And MJZ also taken out behind him as well. Palos coming back, looking for a target, and it's going to be that Morphling he's looking at, but there comes a disruption out onto the Morph, but the Water Park, it's in, and it's doing so much work. They catch him in outside of the Strength Morph, and down he goes. 80 seconds, no Morph, as they move on for more. Jing's going to get taken down as well. It was a bold play from Darling, and it has not paid off as 5 heroes dead. Blacklist, they are given a pretty dreamy fight there.
That's the type of smoke that you love making if there's not a Night Stalker in their game. I'm so surprised that they made that move. Like running up into the enemy high ground area without vision, into like they have a double dire ward in that jungle area. Night Stalker has ultimate. Sure, Night Stalker didn't have BKB at the start, but they weren't jumping him. They were jumping the Luna who had the BKB up, who had the Satanic up. Morph's now dead for 45, Ember dead for 30. Like Luna's in your base. Like things are gonna fall. Like sure, you might be able to poke her a little bit, but SD disruption, Luna uses Manta. They easily could take two sides here.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's
Darling, what can you do now? I mean, they're definitely a team which are very unexpected. You know, the move they make sometimes to the naked eye seem insane.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Taking a disadvantageous fight in a disadvantageous position against an Aegis. Sometimes you've got to try and catch the enemy team off guard, you know, looking for one or two fights, one or two heroes rather than the entire team. But of course, Blacklist just holding hands on the enemies on their own side of the map at all times, not willing to let this one go, just too vigilant. Like end up being on the suffering side of that. Raven finishes off his Octarine core now, so on the long path to refresher. I think at this point, pretty much 6 slots. Carlo. Yeah.
Don't walk up there.
Oh, Yowie. He does have a remnant down there, so we'll be able to get back up to the high ground.
And yeah, Gabby with the nullifier. Ooh. I'm very scared to watch this next fight. It could just be over in like 4 seconds. Ooh, yeah. How do you fight now?
Radiant's top
You've got an
tower
Octarine on your Mars, so he wants to play long fights, plenty of fights. Nope, that's not occurring. You've got only a Gleipnir really as your damage source for your Ember Spirit. Very spooky. Gabby going onto the Ember now, trying to force out the BKB.
Yeah, he's going to get it as well. Ember doesn't really have much of a choice. The moment that Dark Ascension goes off, you know there's another Crippling Fear coming, so you got to skedaddle.
Blacklist. If this game was a little bit closer, they could have done some. Actually, is there a Yules in the game? No, there isn't. So they could have technically done some like X mark the Luna, walk up, she presses Manta, clicks the build, and drag her back type plays. But it does look like they're not really concerned about hitting the buildings right now. It honestly could be the type of game where Blacklist just get an Aegis, get a Rax, lose it, farm, wait for the next Aegis, then take a Rax. It really depends on how aggressive they want to be here, especially with Nightstalker not having ultimate for 80. It does feel like they might want to be a little bit more reserved. Their posturing though does indicate something different though, as they still are at the steps of the Radiant base. Skadi now complete on the Morphling. 2-2-3 on this Morphling. Hasn't really been able to enter the game yet.
No. We've seen a couple of decent fights from him, but for the most part, just been living in the shadow of Luna, in the shadow of the moon. Hot barracks about to be revealed in all their beautiful glory. Glistening pair of barracks right for the taking.
Oh, they're doing it! They're doing it! Nice.
Bonk.
Radiant's top tower
Jing. Gotta be careful, man. These Lucent Beam hits are absolutely no joke. 2 Moonglaves firing out as well. And the X marks is there. See you later, buddy. No Yules available on the side of Darleng, so this is just really a risk-free play.
I bet that you are not leaving. You stay here.
Yeah, you
push
push
it.
that high ground. We all know that feeling. You got to keep your carry players on a leash sometimes.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on
They're
board.
just playing with him.
Raven's looking though. Oh, that's a bad miss, and now he's in no man's land of not much of an idea though. Palos!
He's dead.
Jesus Christ, he's getting so low. They try to finish off the job here, and Sada jumps in, but doesn't find the connection. Despite the crazy amount of damage coming out onto him, Abed is very far in the front lines, but he's got a refresher up, so he's had to just pop double water park, get up the BKBs, and he's going to be absolutely fine as they just turn around and deal with the Morphing instead. Morphing needs some help, but he's not going to find it. The team is not there to help out. They are licking their wounds right now. No Morphling, 85 seconds, top barracks destroyed, burning, smoldering on the ground, and now the middle lane is all that's left for the side of Blacklist. Game number 2, looking like a very, very imminent possibility for them. Maybe one more try for Darleng to hold this one out. I mean, Roshan is respawning. We'll see if Blacklist decide to go for it, or whether they just want to drive the dagger home.
Radiant's turret has been killed.
Forcing out the illusions with the spear is about all they can do. X marks. They're all going to be throwing Palos back a little bit as well. No buy on the morph, but they don't know that on the side of Blacklist. They don't want to put themselves in a situation where they're caught inside an arena.
And now he's trying to summon a 6-man. Just summon Cuckoo in the mid lane with the banner. Hopefully it'll give them a little bit more life.
X marks plus Demonic Cleanse on the front line. Mars tries to jump in again. Demonic Purge onto him, and all he can do is awkwardly walk away. But with the X marks coming out along with the boat, he's going to have to force the arena here. And Raven, I don't think he's surviving through it. Oh, he gets out the other side of the arena. He's going to be okay. He lives for now. Nobody going down on the side of Darleng, but at the same time, Blacklist, they've got one aim here. Carlo's just going to be a little side kill as they go for these barracks. Tower down, barracks down to fall. 8 seconds on the Morphling. They might get a chance, but with no arena, I don't know how they do this. And they don't either. Barracks are going to fall. Mega creeps gained by the side of Blacklist International. They can get back, they can get Roshan, and go for the final play.
They don't want to do anything to give Darling an opportunity in this game. Get the Mega Creeps, get that Roshan, get the Aegis. Secure everything. You're going to have some 35,000 gold lead by the time that you go back to that base. You know, death by 1,000 cuts. This draft from them, it is so obnoxious to play into. It's so tanky. it scales beautifully. There's so many different pressure points, and yeah, just the way that they played it from laning phase, of course. Not shutting down the Night Stalker, kind of hard to do with a more free pick, and because of that, Gabby has had pretty much such a free game. Sure, he's died a couple times, but the pace that he's allowed his team to play and the control, again, everyone on Blacklist has played very, very well.
Yeah.
Quite the step up
definitely
from
shout
the
out to
previous game.
Carlos,
Yeah.
just-
The old Luna.
Yeah, exemplary carry. All right. I guess this Morphing's dead.
Oh,
BKB, Arena coming down. Hello, the turnaround play. Oh my god, they're baiting so hard with his Morphling, but Paolo's with the Satanic. Going to be able to heal himself straight the way back up again and bring down Yahweh instead, and there's your GG's coming out. GG is called. Maybe not the big climactic finish we were looking for. Morphling kind of get caught out a little bit there, just farming account, forcing the engagement a little too hard. And that'll be it for game number 2. Blacklist, they settle things up. It's a 1-1 T-Guff taken.